Hi everyone, Megan here from Beguiled by Books, and today I want to share my favorite books for the spooky season. Let's get into it. Now, I'm not a horror reader, so these books are more along the lines of fantasy, magical realism genres with death and maybe a little bit of murder mixed in. So want to be super clear about that up front. I'm not a super big horror reader, so if that's what you're looking for, totally understand. I'd love to know some of your favorite recommendations, so drop a note for those in the comments for others who might be looking for that as well. So my first two books that I want to recommend to you today are Ninth House and Hell Bent by Leigh Bardugo. These are the first two in the Alex Stern series that she is currently writing, and we meet Alex at Yale University. She's not your typical New England East Coast prepster. She's actually a West Coast girl and is a 20-year-old freshman who received a full scholarship to Yale because she can see ghosts. While she's in the hospital after being the sole survivor of a drug-related massacre, gruesome, I know, Alex is visited by Dean Sandow from Yale University, and he grants Alex a scholarship on the condition that she works to oversee the 8 secret societies at Yale. Once at Yale, Alex has a mentor who goes by Darlington, and he goes missing unexpectedly. The societies step in and try to find him, but Alex goes rogue and investigates on her own. She finds secrets buried within secrets in all 8 societies, and she uncovers magical herbs, glamours, shapeshifters, vampires, all sorts of things going on in New Haven. All the while, despite explicit instructions, Alex interacts with ghosts. She's not allowed to do that. And these ghosts take a very keen interest in Alex. So then Alex has to determine who deserves her trust and who can help her find her missing mentor. If you like demons, secret societies, ancient magic, and rituals, these are the books for you. Next, I get to share with you one of my all-time favorites. It's the Abhorsen trilogy by Garth Nix. The 3 books in the Abhorsen trilogy are Sabriel, EERIE, and Abhorsen. And this is a series I reread every couple years and have been reading since I was 15 years old. Sabriel is a young woman in a boarding school, and her father lives in the Old Kingdom, where he has a very unique job. He is a necromancer, and his whole job is to keep the dead from walking among the living. When her father goes missing, Sabriel has to take up his 7 bells and go walk through the Old Kingdom, figure out where he is while keeping those ghosts and ghouls and spirits down where they belong in the afterworld. EERIE and Abhorsen follow the same time and world as Sabriel. They take place a little after the events of Sabriel, where ultimately all of this is leading to understanding the villain and how they can defeat the villain with all the skills. I would love to get into it more. Maybe I'll do a whole video about the Abhorsen trilogy, but definitely worth checking it out. It's a great YA for maybe older teenagers or more mature middle grades. Fabulous series, female protagonist, just absolutely loved it. I hope everyone goes out and reads it. There are other books in the world as well, but those are my top 3 where you should start. Next up, we have Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. I'm a big T.J. Klune fan. I really tend to like his standalone novels that he writes. And in Under the Whispering Door, we meet Wallace, who is by and large just a really terrible human. And he dies unexpectedly very quickly. That's not a spoiler. When he is dead, he, or his soul perhaps, meets a reaper who takes him through the process of learning about his death and what that means and the afterlife. I sobbed at the end of this book. I thought it was beautiful. I ugly cried at the end of this book. It was just so lovely what lies beyond that whispering door and what that means. And it takes death and kind of makes it beautiful in a weird way. So different kind of read for the spooky season, but one I recommend nonetheless. And then next up, I recommend A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now, this has been super popular. I think the BBC made a recent TV series. It might not be out yet, but I know they were filming it. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder follows Pippa, who goes by Pip, who for her senior project decides to uncover the mystery of a local girl who was murdered. The alleged killer's brother gets pulled in to help Pippa, and they uncover all types of twists and turns. What seemed like a very cut and dry case ends up being very mysterious. There were plot twists. I had suspicions. They proved to be wrong. I had other suspicions that proved to be right. It was a wild ride from start to finish and really fun and a really quick read. So I definitely recommend A Good Girl's Guide to Murder as well this spooky season. Thanks for sticking with me and hearing about my favorite books to read for the spooky season. And if you have recommendations, I would love to hear them. So drop a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.